on the streets of Vienna as Austria makes COVID vaccination mandatory. Tens of thousands turning out, further enraged by a 20-day national lockdown from tomorrow. The COVID outrage even more explosive in the Dutch city of Rotterdam. Rioters let off flares and torched cars, hurling objects at police, who responded with water cannon and firing warning shots, injuring several people. The backlash against the new pandemic crackdown is spreading COVID-like across Europe. Most new rules target the unvaccinated. I fought for the liberty of this country's citizens, says this Croatian war veteran. That freedom now gone.
Well, just when I think things can't get any nuttier, if that's even the right word to use for this, but in an attempt to stop the spread of COVID, Austria has now placed 2 million of its unvaccinated residents on lockdown. As of this past Monday, any unvaccinated person over the age of 12 is now unable to pretty much do anything except the essentials, which is grocery shop, seek medical treatment, and travel to and from school or work. If Austrians want to go anywhere other than those listed essentials, they have to show proof of vaccination. And the government announced police would be roaming the streets and checking papers to ensure compliance. Now let's just hop over the pond to the UK and see what's going on over there. Boris Johnson has just announced that unless you've had your booster dose, you are no longer considered fully vaccinated. He also announced that the UK may go into a lockdown around Christmas unless people get their booster doses. Israel has done something similar. You cannot enter their country unless you've shown proof of booster dose. They also do not consider a person fully vaccinated on their COVID passports unless they've had 3 doses of the Pfizer vaccine. Both the UK and Israel are pushing booster doses because they've seen that even with high vaccination rates, COVID still spreads. They don't have the unvaccinated to blame. So now they blame it on the under-vaccinated. And what's more, they have no data to prove a booster dose stops the spread of the virus. It's too early to tell. The virus waned naturally in Israel, and we know this because it waned at the exact same time and in the exact same way in unvaccinated Palestine. And it likely will wane naturally in the UK as well once winter passes. We'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, news report after news report of fully vaccinated people getting COVID continues to pile up. Sure, we all heard about unvaccinated Aaron Rodgers getting COVID, but his one case was outnumbered by the vaccinated COVID cases like Jen Psaki, LA Mayor Eric Garcetti, 4 members of the Sixers, and now 44 members of the Cal football team, all fully vaccinated. This correlates with emerging studies showing waning efficacy from the very little efficacy the vaccines had in the first place in stopping transmission, hence why boosters are being pushed. Separating, segregating, pointing the finger, demonizing. Is this really what we want to do? Is this who we really want to be? Every single society who has segregated others felt like they had a really good reason to do so. They did it to protect themselves, their families, and their communities, and in every single case they were wrong. And there's really good chance, in fact, there's data to back this up, that we're also wrong about this. Now, I just want to emphasize, that as time has gone on, we've, of course, learned a lot more. And the most recent studies have shown us that if you're vaccinated, if you're fully vaccinated, at the peak of your vaccine working, you have a 25% chance of catching COVID compared to an unvaccinated person who has a 38% chance of catching COVID. But that 25%, week by week by week, it goes up and up and up to by the time 12 weeks pass, you're pretty much the exact same. Now, most people that I know got their vaccines back in February through April.